Hold on. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Propaganda with Mick and Jacob. Bad Bunny threatens we better learn Spanish before the Super Bowl, but no worries. You can watch one in English over on TP USA's channel. Chappell Roan once again bravely shows her deep feelings on politics. Oh, and a WGN producer just got arrested by Border Patrol. Not to mention, everyone's favorite war has finally come to a ceasefire thanks to our fascist president. So over the weekend, Bad Bunny appeared on SNL and says that we all need to learn Spanish because guess what? That's what the halftime show is going to be in.
The people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especialmente todos los latinos. Y las latinas en el mundo entero y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas. Más que un logro mío, es un logro de todos, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. If you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
Sorry, I should have been translating that because there were subtitles, but I was just so mesmerized.
Wow.
Basically, he said that no one can ever take away the Latino culture and the impact they have on this country. And if we didn't understand that, we have 4 months to learn. So I feel like this kind of comes off threatening.
Sorry, yeah, I'm still in shock. How did so much of the crowd understand him?
I don't know.
How did they all cheer when he said it in Spanish? Were there like real-time subtitles? Did you notice that? It's SNL, right?
I did not even think of that.
It's in California, so there's a lot of Hispanics, whatever, there. But how did they all understand him? He's like, the Latinos have contributed so much to this culture in America, blah, blah, blah. And then the crowd like goes crazy.
Yeah. I genuinely didn't think of that.
Isn't that weird?
There has to be... Wouldn't that be crazy?
The laugh track or the clap track? Yeah.
Either it's a track, or... Wouldn't it be crazy if they had subtitles on for the audience?
It might be. I don't know. I'm sure they can do that. I don't know.
I'm sure they can.
Yeah,
He's probably reading from a script too.
It is a little in your face though. So he can speak English as far as you can understand him, but obviously he's not going to sing in English, and he wouldn't want to accommodate or cater to the majority of the audience that'll be in attendance. He's going to cater to the minority group that's watching it and in attendance and whatever, that's able to understand him when he sings.
Appeal to the woke mob.
Yeah, that's funny that he's like, 4 months to learn.
That's crazy.
You have 4 months to learn Spanish. Yeah. Like, okay.
I feel if you feel angry by this, you should be, because you already know the show is going to be some woke anti-American propaganda. Like there's no way it's going to be anything but that. And I think that's why a lot of people are angry, and a lot of the left doesn't understand why we're angry. Like we already know the direction this is going. It's going to be some...
If this was some like conservative Spanish influencer or artist or podcast or whatever, people would not have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. Even if some of it was in Spanish, or even let's say most of it, it's the fact that you know this guy's politics, you know he hates America, you know he hates the American culture, he wants his Latino culture to take over America, you know, it's not a secret. Obviously that's what he prefers.
Yeah, he's very loud about it.
Like that's different than if you just had a Spanish person like being like, oh yeah, I love America, let's go do a show there. Right. Even though I might speak Spanish and I might want to sing in Spanish or whatever, that's not him. You know this guy's politics. You know that's part of the reason he was chosen for it too. Not just because he's a huge artist for the Hispanic community, but that's another reason he was specifically chosen by the NFL, to be divisive, to cause a political divide, and yeah, to make a dig at America or the right or conservatism or Trump or whoever, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue that people that they can't even sometimes verbalize.
Right.
Like, no, okay, so what? It's in Spanish. I'll get to that later. There's a problem with that too, but also it's just his politics on it too, that he hates the very country he's performing in. It's not acceptable.
Yeah. And that's funny that he won't come to America to do shows, but now that he has the Super Bowl, he's going to do his big tour. He's going to do SNL. He's going to hit all the media lines, all the news places, you know. Like, now he's going to promote it. Now he's going to be here. Yeah, because he just wants to have a huge turnout for his show, you know. And he's going to try to push that, obviously. But it's funny that, like, he's so anti-America, but now he has a really big opportunity in the land of opportunity that gave this to him because of his talent. Like, and he's going to hate on him still. But he'll still be here. He'll be here to cash the check. He'll be here to get the extra followers, to get all the attention on him, you know. He wouldn't want to miss out on that. But he will also not miss out on an opportunity to criticize the country. So.
And if you think we're being insensitive, I genuinely want you to ask yourself why. Why is it so wrong that for people in a country to want the largest sports halftime show of that country to be in that country's language? Why is that such a problem? Why is that racist? Why is that wrong? The majority of people in this country speak English. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. Not Spanish, not Chinese, not German, English. And what's happening right now, it's not a hatred of one culture, it's the eradication of another.
Yeah. It's a good way to
It's
put
the eradication of our culture, of your culture, and we're told that we need to sit back pretty and politely.
Yeah. Let it happen.
And let it happen.
Thank them for it happening too.
Or
Because who would we be without the Latino community? Who would we be without Bad Bunny's influence, you know?
Yeah, or else we're the racists. We're the crazy ones. And for those that can't critically think and that feel like this is racist, I'm not talking about white culture. When I say culture, I'm talking about American culture. And the left loves to forget that when you say American culture, that includes blacks, Asians, whites, and Hispanics. Not just the white male.
Yeah, that's what they try to pretend that that's the entire culture. That's obviously what this country was built on. And without it, we would lose a big sense of our identity. But they pretend, the left uses that it's only the white male's culture and therefore everyone else should like want to eradicate it. No, like, what about the hardworking Hispanics that came here legally and have lived in this country and have assimilated to the American culture? What about them now, who they have to let some other Hispanic dude come here and sing remember, they're Americans now, their sports halftime show, he's going to sing in Spanish because he doesn't want to learn English or doesn't care to cater to that audience or whatever. He could go do a halftime show anywhere else in South America and be totally fine. Why is he coming here and on the world's biggest stage and he insists on singing it in Spanish, you know?
And then they always seem to have a problem when the skin is brown. Let's totally flip it, okay? Let's say there was a German artist doing the halftime show and he got on SNL and he told us that we better learn German because guess what? That's the language the show's going to be in. I would genuinely have a problem with that too because that's not American culture. It would not represent and it wouldn't resonate with the American people. Just like Bad Bunny doesn't.
If you want to get into the specifics, German culture actually aligns way more with American culture than, where is he from? Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico? I can't. Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico?
Wherever he's from. German, European, white, Christian countries actually represent America's culture way more than any other culture. It doesn't mean those other cultures and communities are not welcomed. It doesn't mean they haven't contributed to us. But that's what this country was founded on. This country was founded by a bunch of white dudes from England that were fleeing political and religious persecution and came here to start a new country. Okay? They chased their freedom, whether that was religious or just personal or wanting to get away from the crown. They came here to start their country. And I'm sorry, but when you have the founding fathers and everyone after them, who, yes, they were also immigrants. They immigrated here. Correct. They were from Europe. They immigrated here. And they built this country, and they invented things, and they laid out all the successful steps that we needed to run a country for, 250 years? That group of people have largely contributed to the success of our country for our entire history and even still today. That being said, it doesn't mean other cultures aren't valued or welcomed here, But it does mean when you come here, you need to assimilate. You need to learn our language. You need to learn our customs. You don't have to do every single thing we do, but you can't just come here and then just insist on bringing every single thing with you from the old world, from your old countries, and then just pretend like everyone here has to get along with it and go along with it, or we're the racist, insensitive, evil ones. That's not how this works. That's not how America works.
That's not how any country works. But hey, good news. If you don't want to watch it, Turning Point has their own halftime show they're pushing. I don't know who the artist is going to be yet. I don't know if it's been announced yet. Honestly, okay.
I'm going to hate on it real quick because I feel like this stuff,
Okay.
it's a really good idea. It's a good idea. I can't hate on it.
No,
I feel like it's
this
going
is
to
a
be
safe
cringy.
space. Nah, it probably
It's
will be.
gonna be cringy.
I know. I wasn't going to say it, but...
It will be less cringy, however, than some Spanish dude up there singing in a language that no one
Thrusting
understands.
on stage.
Yeah, making digs at our country. It'll be less cringy than that. But also, I'm like, I don't know. I guess Turning Point's they're a big organization. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of opportunities and connections. It could be good. It's just when my first thought about it was like, oh, okay. We'll see how it goes.
Well, they had the budget for fireworks at the Charlie Kirk funeral.
Yeah, they could.
So I'm sure they have the budget for this.
Right.
I don't know. I would encourage you to tune into this one instead. I don't think we should let this halftime show, the NFL's halftime show, be...
You're forced to watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, now that you have an option, like, I guess you had an option to turn it off before, but now that we have an option to watch something else that's not going to be a Hispanic man, again, thrusting on stage, like, why not? You know,
Right.
let's not give into this. They want it to be shocking, and that's why people tune in, because they're
Also,
like,
the NFL
what?
knows all that. The NFL can see how much of the game people are watching, when people tune in, when people turn out, you know, how many streams they're getting, how many, if it's live on TV, you know, whatever they're using. They can track all that, and they'll notice that stuff too, you know. If a few million people tune out during halftime, they're going to see that, you know. Doesn't mean they'll change the next year's Super Bowl or their strategies for the next year, but they do see stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, newsflash, they don't care about your politics. They don't care about you. They care about the money. This is why they're doing it. It's just like Bud Light. The sales they tanked, and guess what? They apologized. They made a huge mistake with Dylan Mulvaney. So let's make Bad Bunny the new Dylan, so that we don't get this, so we continue not to get this crap. You know, again, Kendrick Lamar's halftime show was very successful in terms it got a lot of views, and it was
Extremely divisive.
Yeah. Let's not keep giving them the energy to continue to do this.
Yeah.
So just do yourself a favor and don't watch. Tune in TPUSA's, no matter how cringe. I know it's going to be...
It could be good. That was just my first thoughts. And that might be too critical of them, but those were my first thoughts I saw. I was like, okay, here we go. But
I would need to see the lineup of artists first.
it would be better. You think it's going to be music?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know what else they'd do. I don't know.
Ben Shapiro does, like, stand-up?
No. Please no. I don't know what they're going to do. My initial reaction was, okay, that's going to be cringy. But it'd be better than watching the Super Bowl halftime show. So maybe check that out.
So, good news, the Israel-Hamas war has started to come to an end. There has been a ceasefire, and this is the first phase of Trump's plan to end the war in Gaza, and that's basically calling for a ceasefire and the return of all the prisoners and hostages. So on October 8th, Trump, he said that Israel and Hamas have finally both agreed to sign this first phase of the ceasefire, or of his whole plan.
So the overall peace plan calls for an immediate ceasefire, release of hostages, the deployment of an international stabilization force, demilitarization of the Gaza Strip, along with reconstruction of the Gaza Strip, and it's also transitional governance by the Palestinian people. So
it's a long road ahead, and this is just the first phase of it.
not going to change anything.
You don't think so?
No. They're going to start fighting again. They had a ceasefire back in January, and they broke it. And it's always he said, she said. It's always this. But they had a ceasefire, and then Israel's like, oh, well, we had a threat from Hamas, so we bombed them. And it's like, oh, well, Hamas is like, okay, well, now we got bombed. We're just going to start fighting, you know? So it's always like, oh, well, they did this, we can do this, you know? So it never works, I feel like. They've had like 2 already, and it hasn't worked. Also, I think it was a little over a week ago at this point, they had this 20-point peace plan all figured out. They had all of the major Middle Eastern countries sign on to it. Everyone. They had Hamas.
Everyone was
They
in
had Gaza.
agreement,
They
yeah.
had Saudi Arabia, Egypt. All the big Middle Eastern countries signed on to it and agreed to it. So Israel, they agreed to it as well. And it was this huge, like, peace plan, like, very specific. This is the stages we're going to do things. We're going to withdraw troops. We're going to get the hostages back. We're going to expel Hamas. They're going to go somewhere else. They were going to give them the opportunity to flee the country if they'd like. They just have to stop fighting. Huge thing. Everyone agreed to it. And at the very last minute, Israel then changed the entire thing, put a whole bunch of new points in there that they wanted, got rid of the other things, basically said, no, we want to be in Gaza as long as we deem necessary to feel safe. No, we don't want to let Hamas just walk away, like all this stuff. So they changed the entire plan and it fell through. So now, this is the more recent one, they agreed on this. We'll see how long it lasts or what it actually means. But there's also a lot of like vague points made in it, and it's kind of like...
A lot of room for loopholes.
Yeah. Israel's like, we will
Great.
withdraw in stages, but it doesn't say how many troops they're going to withdraw, what the stages are. And then it's also like, we will also remain there until the threat's gone. What does that mean? The threat? But they're not going to let Hamas walk away, I don't think, but Hamas needs to surrender their arms. And then Israel is going to give Hamas their terrorist prisoners back, and Hamas is going to give Israel their civilians back, which also, like, I think the second you give them their terrorists back, they're just going to fight again. But whatever. We'll see how long. I don't think it's going to last. I'd be shocked if it did. Also, it's not going to fix it. Like, this doesn't, like, I know there's a long road ahead in, like, the process, like you're saying, but this doesn't just fix it. You have to have a lot of different things. And we've talked about this before, but, like, it doesn't just mean Israel should control the entire thing. It doesn't just mean you just put a two-state solution in there, but they got to figure out something.
Awesome. So,
Yeah, it's weird. It's always one of those things that never
Yeah.
works out, never
Yeah.
comes to an end.
it was funny though because the energy right now on social media is that the war is over. Okay, everyone's like, yeah, finally. And it's funny because all of the pro-Palestinian supporters, or all of the supporters of Palestine, and you know, mostly liberals, they are upset. They are upset that Trump did something good, that he put an end to this.
He stopped the thing that they wanted to stop.
Right.
And they're upset by him.
And they're upset.
Right.
Because now they don't have any more content to draw from to hate on Trump more, to hate
Right.
on Republicans more. Because if you really think about it, this was one of the things that really divided a lot of people for a long time. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that do, but this was a huge one because a lot of people were pro-Israel, and then a lot of people were fighting for the Palestinians and saying that Israel was just committing war crime on top of war crime. That's a whole nother discussion. But I feel like that really divided a lot of people. And now that that's ended, or, you know,
Yeah,
we
they're not
think has
happy with
ended,
it.
now they're not happy about it.
Like Israel is committing a genocide. They're bombing. They're killing all these innocent civilians. Hamas is taking innocent Israeli civilians. All this stuff, right? It's so bad. It's terrible. We need to stop it. And then they're like, free Palestine. So the second the war stops, they're not happy with
Palestine's
it.
freed,
Right,
they're
freed.
upset about it.
Yeah. So, and I understand that any of them that can critically think can probably see ahead and be like, yeah, this isn't the end of it. But it's funny that all of them that are like the blind followers, they should be like, oh, well, the war's over. Trump just stopped it. We should be happy now, you know?
Yeah, but that's not
And
really
they
their
don't care.
argument. They're not
Yeah.
saying that it's a huge plan and this happened back in January.
No.
This isn't going to end anytime soon.
Right.
Their thing is,
Well, the war's over now.
well, now it's over, after
Yeah.
1 million people die. Like,
Yeah.
they're never happy. They're always so angry. I swear they love to be just mad
Yeah.
about anything.
Yeah. We'll be following that story. I'll be interested to see if anything meaningful happens, if that makes sense, or anything long term.
Yeah.
It just won't work. We'll see, but it just won't work. So,
Okay, so Chappell Roan, if you love her, you hate her. I don't really care. I don't like her, but she is a very political artist. And
she's a young female artist, so therefore she's political. Like, it's all of them. Sorry.
yeah, unfortunately. But she has some very good, wise words for us when it comes to ICE. This was during her LA show just recently. I'll play the video for you. And there's a lot of deep meaning to this, so I want you to read between the lines and truly try
Really
to understand
what she's saying, you know?
I don't know, fuck ICE forever. Fuck.
She's like shaking her head. I can't believe that.
She's so, oh.
Fuck ICE.
Oh my gosh!
Wise words.
Celebrities in general, especially pop stars, need to stop commenting on political issues that they don't know the first thing about,
Yeah.
or even political issues that don't really affect them. Like, she sits pretty in her mansion and has bodyguards. It might affect her economically, but again, she's a millionaire. Like,
Doesn't really matter.
it doesn't affect her in the same way that it would affect me or you or
Yeah.
him. So for her to get up there and be all, screw them. Just screw them. They are just bullies.
And then she just is silent for a minute and just like shakes her head.
just,
like,
they're bullies.
I can't believe them.
She says absolutely nothing concrete, and the crowd claps like a bunch of trained seals.
It's funny.
She says she gives no other
Right.
facts, data, information.
Opinion even. Just like, there's ICE. Huh. Shakes her head, you know, in disapproval. It's crazy.
Oh, now that Chappell's spoken up, now they're shaking. Now, okay, well.
It's a good point, too. When you're as influential as she is and you have as much money as she does, she has opportunity to actually stand up for these people, actually help these people, actually, you know what I mean? And she's not doing that. Like, she's not going to go out and protest with them. She's not going to go out and help fund a organization or make a whatever you want to do, like a not a homeless shelter, but like a immigrant, illegal alien shelter to help put these people, give them food, give them handouts, you know, all that stuff. She's not going to go waste her time and do that. She's not going to give her money to go do that, you know. She will, however, sit on stage after thousands of people just paid to go see her live, you know, and she's just going to say, "Oh, ICE, what are we doing? ICE, I can't believe them. Returning illegals back to their country." Like, she is one of the very few people in America. I'm not saying she's a billionaire by any means, but she could actually help her cause. If that's her true cause, if she is deeply, like, she has a deep feeling about helping the illegal aliens and stopping ICE, she could try to do something about it. She's not even going to. She's just going to sit up there on stage. And, you know.
Or if you're going to be loud about it, do some research and then, which if she did any research at all, she'd be on the other side of the spectrum. Right. But if she genuinely wanted to give out a message to her fans at a show, let's give something with some weight. Holy.
And maybe that's not the full clip, but she didn't even say like, oh, it's so terrible that kids are getting torn away from their families, or which isn't even the majority of cases. But like, she's not even giving an argument like that. This is so sad. This is inhumane. This is disrespectful. You know, she's just, I don't know, just sharing. Oh, it's disapproving of ICE. You know, whatever. Yeah, like F ICE. You know, that'll really get them. So,
anyways, HOTTOGO.
Yeah.
Oh, it pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
She doesn't even. Yeah, I don't know. And then the crowd to be so supportive when she's saying absolutely nothing.
It means nothing?
It means nothing. She has said nothing, and they're all, yeah. Enough.
It's in LA, too, which I think is funny.
Why do you find that funny?
Because there's a lot higher Hispanic population in LA. Like, if she went and did that, I know she'll only do big cities, you know, but there's a lot of other cities that don't have as big of a Hispanic population as LA, you know?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Like, it's just funny that she'll, of course, cater to that audience right in that scenario when she's in LA.
Right.
When she's in Miami, when she's in other places that have insane Spanish populations, you know? But, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
So, carrying on with the ICE theme, ICE is doing their job, and Chappell's not happy about it. Or as the media would like to say, doing raids, and they're cracking down in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicagoans are, of course, fighting back with insanely large protests, and some even are following ICE vans honking the horn and yelling to warn the people that the British are coming. So on Friday morning, I mean, you already know something's going to happen because this is just chaos. But on Friday morning, Border Patrol was doing their thing. They were arresting a man in a busy Chicago intersection. And our hero of the day decides to get involved. A WGN-TV employee was arrested for assaulting an officer after throwing objects at one of the Border Patrol's vans. She was released with no charges, but here's the video. It's a person on the
That's
floor.
a woman?
With 2 Border Patrol agents on top of her.
What'd she throw at them? Did they find out?
Sir,
I don't know.
what's your name? What's your name?
Debbie Brockman, I work for WGN. Let them know.
I got you.
Let
Yup.
them know.
Debbie Browning?
Brockman.
Brockman, WGN. Do you guys want to share your names too, or?
Now the cameraman's just
cover your
getting in
face.
the agents' faces.
Cover your face a couple years. A real thing.
Okay, Mr. Condemnation.
There's a big crowd of people filming the ICE agents.
Okay.
They're loading into the van. The point is,
Can we go back really quick? Just like 5 seconds? Did they have to use 3 pairs of handcuffs to cuff her? Like, did they have to like stretch 3, or is that 2 pairs?
What's your name?
Debbie Browning.
Share your names.
Oh, they did.
Okay, they used 2. They had to. Okay, she's not a 6'5", 300-pound lineman, okay? But she is bigger, and they had to use 2 handcuffs just to get her arms somewhat close to behind her back. So Debbie Brownie did not go down
Brockman.
without a fight. Debbie Brockman did not go down without a fight. And where was this? This is Chicago.
Okay, so this is important. This guy gets out of the passenger seat, the Border Patrol officer, and he's telling people to move out of the way because they're trying to drive off now, okay?
Right.
No one, of course, is listening.
They're trying to block the car.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to cause a problem.
Okay, so gets back in, right? And they speed off. And they nick a car on their left.
Interesting.
And then people are mad about that too.
A car that's perfectly positioned there to block them. Right.
Right. So if you're not gonna move, then that's what's gonna happen. I don't understand. Like, oh, 1 + 1 = 2. Like, this is what happens.
Different. People like don't respect them as much because it's like not police. It's not like ICE isn't as like physical as a body as like police is. You know, I feel like most people's eyes. They see the police officers, they see 911, they see the red and blue lights.
Mm-hmm.
You see ICE and it's like undercover vans and like trucks and like they're wearing like obviously identifiable gear that says that they're ICE and part of the federal government, but like they're not as like I feel like seen as like the on the ground boots on the ground police force, you know.
Yeah.
Not that police get much respect nowadays anyways, but like it's different. Like they don't view the ICE with the same amount of respect or authority that police have, which is interesting because then that causes a lot of problems too.
They don't think anything's gonna happen.
Right. And they're like, oh, ICE can't arrest me or whatever, you know? And it's not the same type of arrest that the police make, but it is. I mean, they just arrested that lady because she was threatening them, you know, and threw something at them. So, yeah, I mean, things are amping up in Chicago. They are deporting people, which is good. They're not getting a lot of people from what I've heard from the numbers I've seen.
I've heard it's because a lot of people have
I mean, because they're making it difficult.
left
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the video is the camera guy comes up to her.
Yeah. What's your name?
Sir, what's your name?
He said, sir?
Yes. And she's like, Debbie Brockman.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh, it's so funny. I don't know why
Don't get in ICE's way if you're trying to stop a protest. That's the middle of the day. How are there that many people protesting? Where are these people? Are they all on lunch at the same time?
I guess.
Does no one work in the city of Chicago? It's like a small crowd on the sidewalk that's like forming to help save Debbie Brockman, you know? It's like, where you guys don't have jobs or anything? I'm just confused. I don't know.
I guess not. I always got confused by that too. I'm like, how? That's why it almost seems fake to me. I'm like, really? There's this many people that just have the time to
walk around in Chicago in the middle of the day and just like...
Or following ICE fans. Like,
Right.
I've seen videos of people just following them.
Yeah.
around all day to warn. Like, what do you mean you don't have a house to get back to? You don't have kids or pets or chores or just you don't have hobbies?
Right.
Like, why do you have so much time on your hands? Oh, and I know everyone's gonna say, well, we drop everything to help protect human lives. Again, I'm sorry, they're illegal. They shouldn't be in the country.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna go start on my Spanish lesson. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna go start on my Spanish lessons. I can't say
You
it.
can't even say you need lessons.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna go start on my Spanish lessons. I will see you guys next week, and thank you for tuning in.